アルフィータイム It's アルフィータイムやったーやったー
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Hello and welcome to the Decent Wrestling Show, and welcome to yet another retro review. This time it's Backlash 2005. This was a Raw pay-per-view, so no SmackDown Superstars on this one. But let's get right into the show. There was a great opening video package featuring Hulk Hogan's return for one more match, and the Triple H and Batista feud, which is continuing and will continue past this as well. The opening match was the Intercontinental Championship being on the line, as Shelton Benjamin defended against Chris Jericho. One thing to note on the build to this, Shelton Benjamin sucks at talking. He's got everything but that. If he could talk, he would have been an absolute star. But yeah, that really let him down, was his speaking skills. Great athleticism from Benjamin after a nice wrestling start. He did some nip-ups and a backflip springboard sort of thing, which was really well done. Jericho slaps Shelton, and so now it becomes more of a fight. The crowd is quite silent to begin this. They're not really hugely into this at this point in time. Chops from Jericho. Benjamin tries to suplex Jericho out of the ring but fails. Tries a sunset flip, does Shelton, but Jericho with a Rana to wake the crowd up. Jericho's in control now and does like a sort of showboating pin for a 1 count. Benjamin reverses a whip and hits a stinger splash and a back suplex. Bulldog from Jericho, but he's pushed off the springboard. But he does go to the top rope, and Shelton Benjamin with a huge leap to a superplex. Amazing stuff there. Big pop-up face buster by Shelton, but only for a 2 count, and then we get a double down. The stinger splash misses. Jericho's comeback starts as the match picks up some pace, and the crowd is really awake now. A Samoan drop out of nowhere for a 2 count, but Jericho comes back with a Enziguri, but only again for a 2 count. Jericho throws Benjamin over the top rope, but he hits a springboard bulldog for a 2 count. The walls are reversed into a slingshot to a T-bone suplex from Shelton Benjamin, but Jericho gets his feet on the ropes to stop it being free. Benjamin does his sort of dragon kick where he misses the first kick and hits the second one, but it's caught into the walls of Jericho. Really awesome spot there. Shelton eventually does get the ropes. Shelton Benjamin with a Pele kick out of nowhere, but it doesn't get the victory. A lion salt from Jericho, but Shelton gets his knees up, but that's also caught by Chris Jericho. And then there's some nice roll-ups which end in Shelton Benjamin picking up the victory. Jericho is irate and he won't talk to Todd Grisham, so it definitely looks like a heel turn incoming. A very good opener, a great opener. It started quite slow, but it got really good by the end. The story was both were evenly matched, but Benjamin just eked out the victory in this one. They got the dead crowd awake, so that's always a positive. Yeah, really nice spots late on this match, and they worked well together, and I really like the finish. So 3 3/4, a great opener to the show. Edge cut a promo, and he's starting to get his more well-known look now. The promo was solid, although the bank on it part at the end was a bit lame. Next up was a tag team turmoil match for the World Tag Team Championships. The participants were the Heartthrobs, yep, I don't know them either, Tajiri and William Regal, who were the champions going in, Maven and Simon Dean, La Resistance, and Hurricane and Rosie. Yes, I do not know what the Heartthrobs are. They are ridiculous. I guess they're sort of gay strippers, maybe? Is that what they're meant to be? I don't really know. Tajiri and Regal, however, start the match with them. Regal out-wrestles them and then tags in Tajiri. A butterfly suplex and a standing moonsault, but the pin is broken up. Antonio of the Heartthrobs with a back suplex for a 2 count. They then have some tag moves, but Tajiri fights out with a sunset flip for 3 count. Simon Dean and Maven are next. Simon Dean with a unique leg drop for a 2 count, and but Tajiri gets the hot tag to Regal, and he hits a knee to Simon Dean. Regal hits a knee to Simon Dean for the 3 count. Next up is La Resistance. They beat up Regal on the outside. Tajiri hits a double springboard handstand elbow. Tajiri and Regal dominate Grenier. Finally, La Resistance gets some offense in, but Regal fights out. The STF for Regal is broken up and leads up to a roll-up for La Resistance's win, which means we're getting new champions, with Hurricane and Rosie being the final team. Hurricane comes off the top rope with a crossbody, but can't get the victory, and a Blockbuster also doesn't get the victory, only a 2 count. He's thrown over the top rope and is worked over from here on out. He moves out of the way of an elbow drop and gets the hot tag to Rosie, who goes crazy. A big slam, but the broken up pin. Double choke slam on Rosie, but only a 2 count. Rosie then kills them and hits a super splash with the Hurricane for a 3 count, as we get new tag team champions. These turmoils are usually not very good, and this wasn't really an exception to that. It wasn't bad by any stretch, but it was not particularly great. I did enjoy Tajiri and Regal, and the final section was pretty fun at times. So overall, okay, but not really good. I gave it 2.5 stars. Next up was Last Man Standing match as Edge took on Chris Benoit. Edge won Money in the Bank, but Benoit beat Edge on Raw the next night, setting up, and then they continued to feud, setting up this match at Backlash. It starts straight away, no messing about, gets right stuck into the action. Benoit dominates early on. Edge reverses a corner whip to take charge. Edge wants a spear, but Benoit hits a drop toe hold. Edge gets a trash can, but gets baseball slided on the outside. They then have a brawl on the outside as Edge is thrown into the crowd area. They fight in the crowd for a little bit, and then they fight back to the ring. Sharpshooter on Edge. Edge taps out, but that does not get up the victory because it's Last Man Standing. 5 German suplexes from Chris Benoit as he's killing Edge here, but Edge managed to get up at 8. Benoit hits a running forearms, shoving Edge to the outside again, but he's back up at 8. Suicide dive, but Edge hits Benoit with a trash can lid as he's diving. Bloody hell. Awesome spot, an iconic spot. Benoit gets up at 7. Edge smashes Benoit's head with the lid again. However, Hebner stops counting when he's on his knees at like 8. Don't understand that. Superplex from Edge onto the trash can when they're back in the ring, but Benoit again gets on his knees at 8. Edge is in a rage, so it's ladder time, but Benoit comes back with chops, but Edge strikes back and hits a slam. Both go up the ladder. German suplex off the ladder, but both manage to get to their feet. There's a release German suplex from Chris Benoit after this. Then he goes to the top of the ladder and goes for the diving headbutt from the ladder, but he misses. He just managed to get up at 7, or I think it was 7 kind of 8 time. The Money in the Bank briefcase now gets involved as Edge tries to hit him with that, but it misses, and Edge gets locked in the crossface. Benoit runs out of steam though, and both are up at 8. German suplex twice more, but Edge fights out of another one and hits an Impaler DDT on the briefcase. It's a very slow count, and Benoit is up again at 9. Spear from Edge, but again 9. Spear again, and up at 8 this time. Edge then opens the briefcase and gets a brick out of it, and hits Benoit with a brick to the back of the head, and Benoit is down for the count. It was a great match, some iconic moments, but the pacing with this Last Man Standing was a little bit off and a bit annoying, and Hebner sucked at counting in this. But the brick to the head ending was cool, and as I said, there were some iconic moments which made this a pretty great match. I gave it 3 3/4. Kane is backstage with Lita, and Kane is disturbed by the thought of Trish and Viscera having sex. Then Lita and Kane make out. Raw Divas time. As Christy Hemme Stacy Keibler, Maria, Candice, Victoria, and Lillian Garcia all come out with Jerry Lawler hosting, of course. All beautiful ladies. They show their favourite photo in the new Raw Divas magazine. Let's run through them. Christy Hemme in a yellow bikini. Looks good. Maria in a red bikini. Absolutely stunning. Candice Michelle in a black bikini. Again, good. Some jokes from Jerry Lawler. He's hypnotised because of her hips. Victoria, she has she looks good and she has a lizard on her ass for some reason. He says, "You look great vertical and even better horizontal." Stacy Keibler in a green bikini looked amazing. Lillian Garcia in a pink bikini, she looked beautiful. Jerry Lawler said, "You have a Sunday night face and a Saturday night body." Jerry Lawler then wants to start asking personal questions, but Chris Masters interrupts. Very cool entrance and music, but that's where the fun stops. He does the Master Lock challenge and gives $3,000 to anyone that can break it. Some muscle woman is the challenger, and he kills her basically. Complete waste of time this was. We then get Kane taking on Viscera. As Viscera's theme song is so odd, so last time he had this sort of weird amalgamation of sounds, and it's still the same, but now it has like a cool bass line in it. At least it's an improvement. The uppercut from Kane has no effect. Viscera misses a corner splash and Kane big boots him out of the ring. He then hits a top clothesline to the outside. 2 elbow drops and a big leg drop for a 2 count. Viscera with an awful looking heel kick, and then a hump motion to Trish. A slam, but an elbow drop misses. Kane then gets Trish, but Viscera with a corner splash to save her. Samoan drop for a 2 count, and then a black hole slam also for a 2 count. Kane comes back with a DDT and a top rope clothesline. However, the chokeslam is reversed to a clothesline over the top rope. Viscera then gets sent into the ring post. Trish then gets a chair, but Lita hits Trish with her crutch. The top rope clothesline from Kane is caught, and a choke bomb for a near fall. Really good spot there. Viscera gets Lita and tries to kiss her, but Lita escapes. Big boot from Kane and a choke slam for the 3 count. Viscera kills Trish after she trash talks him, and he gets a huge ovation for that for some reason, and Trish is stretched out. Short and not so sweet. It actually wasn't awful, but not great by any stretch. I guess it was serviceable for what it was. Nothing really went wrong, and it was actually pretty well paced. 2 stars. Could have been worse. The co-main event was Muhammad Hassan and Davari teaming against Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan. The pop for Hogan was huge, and I'm talking huge. Hogan starts with Hassan, who cowers and gets outstrengthed. The crowd is electric for Hogan. Hogan pushed into the corner and is double teamed, but he comes back with a double clothesline, punches on Hassan and a clothesline again. In comes Shawn Michaels, double big boot from them. Shawn Michaels misses an elbow drop, so Davari comes in, but HBK out chops him, hits a back body drop and tags back in Hogan. I love that Hogan has very heelish offense. Then he tags back in Shawn Michaels. Forearm and a kip up, atomic drop and a punch, slam and an elbow drop, classic stuff. The band is tuning up, and Hogan knocks down Hassan, but that just distracts the ref as Hassan hits Shawn Michaels with a pipe. 1, 2, and Hogan pulls Davari off the pin. Shawn Michaels plays in face and peril now, as Hassan and Davari have some boring offense. The camel clutch is locked in, but Shawn Michaels' electric chair drops out of it. Huge hot tag to Hogan, and he hits the meeting of the minds on Hassan and Davari. Punches, big boot and a leg drop, but Hassan hits Hogan with lead pipe. Near fall as Hogan hulks up. You punches, big boot and a sweet chin music from Shawn Michaels for a 3 count. They then pose for ages in front of the hot crowd. Fine stuff. Crowd was electric and it served its purpose well. Cut 5 minutes off of it and it works a lot better. Hassan and Davari are not great wrestlers or even good wrestlers, so it dragged when they were on offense. But overall, I'm going to give it 2 3/4 because it was serviceable with a very, very electric crowd for Hogan and Shawn. Triple H cuts a promo and he says 1 pedigree and it'll be over. Good promo from Triple H here. We then have Christian and Tyson Tomko come out. They are unhappy with being left off the show and he's going to rap his displeasure. And he hints awful in a great way. Clearly setting up Christian and John Cena. The main event for the World Heavyweight Championship as the new champion Batista defends against Triple H. Solid build with the pedigree really being built up in this feud. Flair distracts Batista, allowing Triple H to start with punches. The pedigree attempt is early, but Batista escapes it. More power games and Batista gets some shots in, but Triple H is pedigree desperate. Batista goes for the Batista bomb, Triple H escapes and he's very scared. Batista says, you're this close from losing. Big back body drop on Triple H. Goes for the pedigree again, however, but is pushed over the top rope. Double A spinebuster onto the barricade and is pushed over the wall now and then suplexed back into ringside. Triple H then works Batista's back and even Flair gets some chops in on Batista. Batista does make a comeback, however, but he gets hit with an AA spinebuster in the ring this time. Batista does eventually come back with a clothesline, a sidewalk slam, and Batista is really back in it now, and then a clothesline over the top rope and whips Triple H into the steps. Power slam by Batista and the rope shake, but Flair distracts the ref and Triple H, while Batista is going up for the Batista bomb, Triple H hits Batista in the head with the belt, but it does not get the victory. Pedigree again, but it's reversed into a back body drop. Batista accidentally clotheslines the referee. Pedigree on Batista, and it looks like the 3 count is going to be hit, but there's no referee. Another ref eventually comes out, but Batista hits a spinebuster on Triple H, but again does not get the victory, only a 2.9. Facebuster on Batista next, but only a 2 count this time. Pedigree is attempted again, but Triple H is whipped into the corner and clotheslined 3 times. Triple H is desperate, so low blows the referee. Batista then takes out Ric Flair and reverses the pedigree yet again to a slingshot. Batista bomb, but a low blow from Triple H. Punches in the corner from Triple H to 10 punches, but Batista fights out and hits the Batista bomb for the 3 count. Very good main event. Nice build around the pedigree. Did feel there was a little too much overbooking near the end, which did, I guess, make Batista look better, to be fair, and sets up the trilogy well, but I think it was just a little too much. Still a good fight. I preferred the Mania match, though. Still worth checking out, though. I gave it 3.5 stars. Overall, I would say Backlash was a mixed bag. I would just give it a thumbs up. It's probably a 6 out of 10 show. It was a fine show, but again, nothing out of this world. But it wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. The pros, I would say Edge and Benoit had a great match. Definitely worth checking that out. Same with the opener with Shelton, Benjamin and Chris Jericho. If you can get over the first couple of minutes of being a little bit dull, it does really pick up and have a great second half to the match. And then I would say the other recommendation match is Triple H and Batista's main event. Still a very good match. Not as good as their Mania one, but still very good. And the other pro would be the Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels being ridiculously over. Some of the negatives, though, the whole Master Lock challenge and the Raw Divas segment was just a complete waste of time. Did not need to be on the pay-per-view and was just filler. And just you could have had a different match in there. Kane and Viscera, while not bad, I'm gonna put it in the cons section because it was a 2-star match. It was fine, but again, did not really be pay-per-view worthy. Hassan and Davari's offense was also a con. They're just so boring on offense, man. They just suck. And then yeah, it just felt like there was a lot of filler stuff on this show, which kept it from being a good pay-per-view into just being a mediocre one. But still, it was a fine show and had a fun time watching it. Thank you for listening to the Decent Wrestling Show. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yeah!